Men of Reddit. What's the hardest thing to explain to women? Story 1. I was at home when my wife and her friends got home one day from the pub. They were all giving me funny looks and smirking. I asked what was going on. They at first refused to tell me. After a little while of prodding, one of them goes, "I heard all about your dong." They all broke into laughter. I was a little taken by surprise but laughed and said something like, "Oh yeah? Hopefully all good." And they laughed, and that was the end of it. After they left, I was like, "What the hell did you tell them?" And my wife responded by saying how she told her friends about our vigorous romps and our honeymoon in Mexico. Apparently, in great detail. We were there for a week and probably had sex about 3 times a day. We were both pretty sore when we got home. We had an all-inclusive, so we ended up getting day drunk and got pretty physical with each other, as you do on a honeymoon. She was like, "Whatever, you probably tell your friends all about us when it's just the boys. I don't know about you guys, but the extent of what I ever say is usually a raised eyebrow and something like, 'Oh yeah, boy.' I've never once described my wife's body to a single one of my friends. Nothing in detail about any of my partners from before my wife, and it blew her mind. Apparently girls talk in great detail about it. Guys usually don't. They assume we do, and we assume they don't. Story 2. When we say we need time for space, that's exactly what we need. It's not code for, you need to try harder. Story 3. Too clean for the hamper, too dirty for the drawer. That's why I put my cargo shorts on the floor. Story 4. That the reason I shake the gas pump the amount of time I do after I finish pumping gas is the same reason I shake my dong after I pee. It just makes sense. Story 5. Why I don't know what the my best friend is up to in life even after hanging out with him all day. Story 6. Sometimes it just happens. We don't control the thing. It's a physical response that could literally be from nothing. Story 7. The specifics of nod code. It's easy to say, up if you know them, down if you don't. But the exact meaning of the downward nod is hard to translate. It's seeing them, acknowledging them, and saying that neither of us have any issue with each other. A nod up is like a question. What's up? How's it going? A nod down is like a statement. I acknowledge you. Story 8. When we say we don't care, we really don't care. Yes, you can have an opinion on something, but when we say we don't care, that means our opinion isn't strong enough to sway us either way on something. Story 9. We'd love to be able to share what is really on our minds. And on every topic and viewpoint under the sun. Except, we're afraid of the relationship consequences. Story 10. How much compliments mean to us. It's a different type of happy when a guy gets complimented. Story 11. When you say, "Does this outfit look okay?" And we say, "Yes, you look stunning." And you reply, "Well, you would say that." Half my brain thinks, "Please believe me because you do look stunning." The other half thinks, "What the hell did you ask me for if you aren't going to believe me?"
Hey, also, if you didn't know yet, me and a couple of my friends just launched Rufus rugs. Premium, custom hand-tufted rugs. Maybe you're just a fan of Naruto and want to show it off. Or maybe you just love Pokemon and want buzz toys on display for everyone. Either way, we can make almost anything. So hit the first link in the description to learn more.
Story 12. We can hang out with other guys all day and not talk about anything personal or of substance. I think women tend to share more of this stuff with each other. What's going on in their relationships, career, etc. Well, guys tend not to share this kind of stuff with each other so often. We will every now and then, but a lot of time we tend to kind of keep things on the surface. I've just had so many of these kind of conversations. "So, how's Jeff doing?" "He's doing well." "Is he still going out with Amanda?" "I actually don't know." "Well, didn't you guys hang out all day?" "Yeah." "What did you talk about?" "Nothing really, just kind of whatever." "Isn't he your friend?" "One of my best friends." Story 13. I have to constantly explain to my wife why my 2-year-old son is obsessed with his dog. I have to explain why he always wants to touch it and grab it when his diaper is off. She will never understand why our baby and his father share this habit. It seems I should have worded this a little differently. Story 14. Your hints are obvious to other women, not men. If it can be rationalized, it will. Now we're not getting jealous when you're dating someone to get our attention. We're thinking, good for her. I'm glad she found someone. We're not thinking that you're trying to get our attention by hanging out with us, even when you specifically ask to be alone with us. We're thinking, wow, I'm so glad I have a friend who wants to hang out with me. Words matter. They're effective and leave no room for misinterpretation. Just say you want to date us. Us guys are trained to not assume a girl is into us. If we do and we're wrong, we're socially crucified. At worst, it could result in legal action, depending on the extent it went to. It's too dangerous for us to assume, so please don't make us. Story 15. As much as we're seen as crazed pigs, we talk so little about women when we get together for drinks or something like that, and when we do, the topic doesn't last long. Literally can't even remember when the last time me and my best bud talked about women. We're both single too. Just usually talking about our old friends from school and what they're doing, cars or jobs, sports or politics occasionally. Story 16. From a gay dude's perspective, probably explaining that my sexuality doesn't mean I'm an expert on women's beauty stuff. I'll go shopping with you and give you my opinion on outfits, but I'm not some Paris fashion wizard because I get with other men. Speaking of which, I can do drag makeup. No, Cindy, that doesn't mean I'll do your makeup. Why? It's drag makeup. You will look like a clown a real housewife. Is that what you want, Cindy? Story 17. Sometimes I'm just but sometimes I look at you and I'm just so in love that I want to be as close and intimate with you as I can, which is my ex and I had different love languages, and she would worry that I don't love her as much as she loves me, which was just crazy because I was head over heels for her at all times. Trying to explain that really close, lovey was one of the ways I showed her exactly how deeply I was in love with her, but she didn't get it. Side note, we appreciate that you watch our videos, and if you want more, subscribe to our channel so you can see more of this content. Story 18. My legs aren't spread to show dominance. They're spread because my is sticking to my thigh and it's super uncomfortable, but less uncomfortable than explaining this in public. Story 19. Stop trying to pick apart my mind. If a girl asks, "What are you thinking about?" or "What did you say?" and I respond with, "Oh, nothing." It's always a problem. Sometimes I'm legit not thinking about anything. Sometimes I'm thinking about how that one time in 3rd grade, my friend's dog wouldn't let me pet it and why he was such a bastard that day. It's all random and has no value to anything. Sometimes I blurt out, "What if the earth really is flat?" and then catch myself and think, "No, that's dumb as hell." And a lady will push tooth and nail for me to repeat myself even after promptly explaining that things I said have no value to anything. Sometimes I do big dumb, okay? Accept it. Story 20. You can be so hot, we can't get it up temporarily. Usually performance anxiety, but I've had it happen when a girl dropped her clothes and she was so hot I got nervous and couldn't perform. It sounds like us making you feel better. It's not. Story 21. Might not be the hardest, but explaining that men are generally fine helping with non-manly tasks. There's this stereotype that men who join a girl to do girly things, or even mundane things like grocery shopping, are bored and only doing it to appease the girl. That's usually incorrect. Ask me to go dress shopping with you? My sense of style might be barbaric, but will make you look amazing. Take a spa day? I've never felt so clean and high quality in my life. Story 22. As a little boy, it was instilled in me that emotions were roadblocks to ultimate goals. Sad? Do something about it. Mad? Do something about it. Happy? Better keep doing that. Feelings are hurdles to jump over, and I can go a while before tripping. When I do trip though, oh boy does the memory of pain shoot through me like a bullet in the ass. I cry like a baby about every hurdle up to that point, even though it was just one that made me fall. Because I don't fall too often, I don't really remember the procedure going about fixing the injury. You can load me on the stretcher and I might just roll out. You can give me a painkiller and I might throw it up. Hell, I might be so traumatized by it all, I might just stop running altogether for a while. Story 23. Why our pride keeps us from doing certain things. Asking for directions or help are the common examples, but also not coming off as high maintenance or cheap. Things like not sending food back, not using small coupons, and being sheepish with large coupons. We don't know why either, but it tends to go away in our 30s and 40s. Also, health issue denial. I figured I had lung cancer for years before I found out what heartburn is. Never occurred to me to see a doctor or tell anyone. We're living in an illusion and faking it until we make it, I guess. Story 24. You girls have so goddamn much control over our emotions without knowing it. Most of us men are so damn touch-starved that the feeling of you running your fingers through our hair is a truth serum to us. You have us. We are no longer in control. You talk us soft and quiet and sweet-like and ask whatever question you want while slowly running your fingers through our hair, and we're struck. Defaulted to our sleepy selves answering anything you ask truthfully. We cannot control what we say or do at the moment. And again, for most of us, we aren't flexible enough to scratch our own disgusting backs. So in the wild, we rub it up against stuff like trees and walls and the corners of door frames, etc. So when you scratch our backs just right, that weird face we make and position we adjust to is how we do the doggy kicks when you scratch a dog in the right spot. Same damn thing. We hide our emotions too often, but you have the keys. You may not always see the effects, but you have the keys. You have the big red button. Just know what happens when you press it. Story 25. Sometimes I just don't feel like It doesn't mean I don't find you attractive or that I'm sleeping with someone on the side or that I'm secretly attracted to your best friend or that I'm gay. Sometimes I'm just tired or stressed or just don't feel like having at the moment. There's no need to sulk or pout or bring it up 2 months later when we're having an argument. Remember those first 2 months we were dating and I was desperately trying to get in your pants and you turned me down? Did I sulk or pout or become passive-aggressive? No. I realized that not everyone is ready for all the time. Story 26. Just because we're men doesn't mean we're all cold, emotionless, and insensitive. A compliment can make my day as quickly as a mean comment can ruin it. I recently quit my job in a toxic environment where my boss thought nitpicking my work, yelling at me, and giving me unachievable tasks was a way of conditioning me in some way. As someone naturally anxious, no positive feedback had no positive impact on me over the months I endured. P.S. It was unbelievably relieving to quit. It took me far too long to realize my worth and the value of my abilities. I couldn't recommend leaving such a poor, unfair, and toxic environment highly enough. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this next video. The YouTube algorithm really thinks you like it.